is Susie, and I'm here in the studio with comic buff Soundy Brett for a deep dive down into Sin City.
Back alley in Sin City, and you can find anything.
You saw the movie and you read the comics. What did you think about it?
The movie was a pretty faithful adaptation of the comics, because Robert Rodriguez, who created the movie, was a big fan of the comics. And actually, Frank Miller took some convincing that a movie could actually be made of the comic. Rodriguez went to the trouble of actually making a sort of like a demo film with all the effects. He actually developed the computer graphics so that it was in real time. That black and white imagery you were actually seeing, it was done in real time, so they could record a segment, then they could play it back and make sure that everything worked in the black and white sort of imagery.
Oh, amazing, yeah.
Yeah. They made it very comic book, right, with the splashes of red and things like that, like you do in a comic book. They made sure that Mickey Rourke played against really pretty girls just to make him look extra ugly, right?
Because everything went down at Sin City, didn't it?
Oh, yes, of course. Of course.
Lots of violence.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a Frank Miller comic, But, of course, you had lots of violence in those detective novels it was based on too. The pulp fiction from the 30s.
Which character was your favourite, Brett?
Well, I'd say the Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke did a damn good performance in it. Bruce Willis was pretty good too.
Yeah, he's a classic, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, I think by that time Robert Rodriguez had his own studios. He had his own setup.
Ah.
Right, because he'd done quite a few successful movies by then, Like every comic shop you'd go to had a Sin City and other Miller books, other Miller comics like Batman and things. Very film noir.
Film noir, that's it.
Film noir. Yeah, the Germans were right into that film noir influence. I think they were sort of pioneered it with Fritz Lang in the 30s.
Right, yeah.
So lots of high contrast scenes and maximising their camera angles for dramatic sort of shots and people against street lamps and lots of reflections in puddles and lots of rain effects.
Thank you for talking about Sin City with me, Soundy Brett.
Thank you, Susie.
And can you tell the audience how they can follow you for more?
Just search for Soundy Brett on Google and you'll find my WordPress site.
Thank you for coming into the studio.
Cool, thank you.
And thanks for listening.
Bye.